Sim, who has edited all of my films, was faced with a challenge of having even more footage. I think we shot well over like 1.5 million feet of film on this. So even just the editorial challenge was greater than last time.
500 hours, an awful lot of footage for a 2-hour movie. We were running a daytime cutting room and a late shift cutting room and coordinating between a main unit shooting at night and a second unit shooting at day. So communication was really important to keep everyone on the same page before the whole thing starts to get very chaotic.
You know, it's also just keeping moving constantly, keeping up with what production's doing when we're moving from country to country, and all of our equipment has to come with us, and our assistants have to get there ahead of time. And it's been a real challenge to just always be on top of things.
It was very important to have each night's dailies cut during the day so we could show the people at night what they'd done the previous day.
One of the things I did this time, which seems small but has had a big impact on the film, is I've been editing in high def, and I actually edit on a big screen. Because I found, in retrospect, watching the other one, that you get this thing when you're editing on a screen this big, you tend to want to cut in to see a reaction, and you realize that on the big screen you really don't need to cut in the same way. So I think this film has a much more epic feeling than the last one does.
One of the big challenges was we needed to turn over visual effects really early to our visual effects vendors to make sure that they would get done in time for our release date. And the only way to do that was to turn it over during production.
There's the live action play, there's the CG character extensions, the completely CG characters and animals, and then behind all of that, there's set extension, which are miniatures.
There's just so many balls in the air at all times, and you have to make sure you keep them all moving, otherwise it won't get done in time. We have people working in New Zealand, at times in LA, at times in Vancouver, obviously here in Prague. So, you know, we have to keep track of all these different time zones.
You have a scene that's being cut and CG that's been created in this time zone, but 12 hours ahead of us, people are working on the miniatures in New Zealand. So there's another whole communication loop that has to be kept going.
So we were going literally 24 hours a day, feeding stuff back and forth and back and forth.
It's just an incredible amount of work and an awful lot of organization as well.